turn my phone off before I forget. Oh no. Why are you sending me Etsy?
Because I had a moment while he was fixing stuff.
No, she's sending. Crab Shack is going to be the death of me.
It kind of looked like your style.
And you are not wrong. I love the vintage sheet music, so yeah. How did you know?
I don't know. It's just Cheryl.
Old fuddy-duddy, welcome to me. Hi, I'm Cheryl.
And I'm Kate.
And together,
we are Fickle Stitches.
Yeah, I just let you say it. Oh, it can't be the same every time. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Kate.
Good morning, Cheryl.
Good morning, pets.
They're sleeping.
I was going to say, are they hither and yon?
They're gone.
Yes. Well, there you go. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Fickle Stitches. This is our Flosstube channel about the wonderful art of cross stitch. And glad you could join us.
This is episode number 8.
8.
On October 29th.
2022.
And today we're going to start celebrating the madness that this year will be of Cheryl's birthday extravaganza.
The 50 and the 50 for 50. Well, echo. It's one of those days. Yes. So
50 cubed.
What?
I said 50 cubed.
Yes, exactly. So the blessed event has happened. I have turned 50. It was last weekend. Nothing catastrophic happened. That's great. We went to an escape room. Didn't get out. That's okay. What else did we do? Had a nice meal.
Need to get out if you can't get out.
Well, you know. It was the room right next to the front desk, so they kind of had to. But a couple friends of mine, we really like doing escape rooms, either in the escape room in a box or the actual ones. So we've started doing it for each other's birthday as a fun thing to do together. And it's like, we have not yet gotten out of an escape room. So I'm not sure if I should keep on going with them or what. So anyways. So yeah, so that happened. And so I've started things. So how do we want to start?
Well, we'll start at the starts.
Okay.
Cheryl, do you starts?
I have 2.
Yay.
Yay. Well, the first one I did talk about, and which was the actual birthday day start. Hey, baby. I see Cat in the corner.
Yeah.
And so I started off with Autumn Quakers, Rosewood Manor. Absolutely beautiful. I got the threads. I ended up getting, this is early haul. I ended up getting a chunk of the 28 count doubloon by Picture This Plus, which is what is recommended. I had some 36 count, and I kept looking at it, I'm like, do I want to split the threads or not? And I'm glad I didn't. It's taken me a smidge to get used to the consistency of Aldani. It's not a bad thread. It's just, it doesn't.
It's different.
It's different. Yeah. It's almost like, it's got the stiffness of a waxed thread without the wax. I don't know how else to explain it, but the colors are beautiful. And so this is as far as I got on it. I worked on it a little bit off and on all week. I had a kind of a, oh, let me do this so I can, there we go. All right. Whoops. Whoops. There we go. So this is as far as I got, which is the top left-hand corner. The purple isn't showing up very well, but I really like the fabric. I like the, and I'm super happy with it so far. There's a lot of color changes, so it's a little slow going, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. So that's my start on that.
And a couple other of your friends started it with you.
That is true. I know that Matt, NBC Stitcher, started his, I think it was about Wednesday. And Robert's Palace of Stitches started his, that I know of. I know EJ at Sunshine Stitchers picked hers up and continued on working with hers on Sunday with me. She got started on stitching on hers way before I was able to, which was nice. And I am not sure. I know a couple other people were hoping to start maybe another one of the Quakers from Rosewood Manor, but I haven't seen whether or not they were able to get started on that. But those are the ones I know for sure. So, but I had a lot of people say hey and happy birthday and stuff like that. So that was really kind. So thanks everybody. And so that's that start. And then yesterday, I started the first of the ornament / Christmas smalls. I don't necessarily have these all planned out at all. But except for this one. This one I knew I needed to start right away because this one's going to be a gift for somebody at Christmas time if I can get it done. So this is a picture of it. It is, whoops. There we go. It is Winter Cardinal Etching. I love that red. It's by Cecilia Turner of Heart and Hand Needlework. It's in the Christmas and Winter 2020 Punch Needle and Primitive Stitching magazine. So during, I think it's all in 2020, she did a series, and this was the last one. There was a rabbit one, a fish one, a owls one, and then this one. I've done the fish one, the summer catch etching, and now I'm going to do this one. So I'm actually going to end up stitching it twice. Once for the person that's getting this as a gift, and then once for me. So I started this last night. Oops, I better put this. Yeah, I will. I keep forgetting to do that.
Oh, Amazon just showed up.
Do you need to go see what it is?
No, it's not stitching.
Oh, dang. Okay. Okay, I have to be careful because the needle is still in this one because I will be working on it today as well. Okay. So this is as far as I got on it last night in a couple of hours. It's one of those stitches that is, you have to keep an eye on the counting to make sure you get the holes or the spikes or the, but whatever. But it's one of those nice, quote unquote, easy stitches. I'm doing it on a piece of, it's 28 count, one of a kind something that I got from Fortnite Fabrics when they used to do the auctions. A couple of times they did sets of ornament cuts, and so I was able to snag some over a couple of auctions, and this was one of them. The pattern calls for Picture This Plus Wren, which I don't mind. I have some on hand, but I found that the piece that I had was too of a brown that clashed with the brown of the threads. Okay. So I went and I decided to sub that out. And the threads are there's just two colors, of course. It's like Sticks and Twigs and Cherry Cobbler from, what you call it? Classic Colorworks. Classic Colorworks? Classic Colorworks. Yeah. So, I really, really love the red. And again, it's got that cardinal, It is what it is. So there you go. So those are my 2 starts.
Okay.
Kate, you didn't start anything? Oh no, because you did something else. Okay. What would you like to talk about next then?
Cheryl, did you have any finishes?
Oh no, you're going first.
No, I'm going first, or no, you didn't have any finishes?
I do have a finish, but I would like you to go first.
Okay. So, I finished Lammas from the Witchy Stitcher.
Ooh, just a sec. Let me get you. Boom. There we go.
This is on 16 count affogato with just DMC. I started it on September 7th and I finished it on October 23rd. And here it is.
Again, I say that candle is awesome.
So
The colors look really good. Nice.
And I had a second finish.
What?
I finished Samhain from the Witchy Stitcher, which is on 16 count Jack-O-Lantern from XG Designs with DMC. Started on September 8th, which was my birthday.
Yes.
Finished on October 27th. And here is that one. I love this fabric.
The fabric is fantastic.
Love it.
And you were able to center that in just the right spot.
I don't know if you can see. It kind of looks like there's smoke coming out of the back of my
That's
head.
what I was looking at. Yes, exactly. Like that's what I'm saying. Like it's.
That was just a random gift.
I know, but it's yeah. Well, there you go. Your Halloween stitching is in full effect this week.
Yes, I had 2 finishes.
Yay! Yay! The streak continues. Okay.
Next time as well.
I know you were trying last night, but it wasn't a lot of stitching. Okay.
I was boarding too, and it was not going to work.
No. Okay, so I also got a finish.
Okay.
All right, let me switch this over. Okay. I was able to get Little Red Barn from the Farmhouse Christmas series by Little House Needleworks done.
Mm-hmm.
This is on 30 count beige something. This was before we started Flosstube, but I didn't keep track of what this was. But yeah, so I was very pleased that one got done and then the slot was open. So yay for the finishes this week.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, I'll put that away. This here. Would you like to talk about whips?
Sure. I have a slew of them.
Let me get my hand stretched and my pen ready.
Sorry, 3 golden retrievers walking by, and they're so happy. They're just bouncing along.
I love that so much.
They're just happy dogs.
Yep.
All right, so I worked on something fallish, not so much Halloweenish. This is Enchanted Forest by Owl Forest Embroidery on 16 count Dryad's Saddle from Fortnite Fabric. It was the year of the mushrooms that they did.
Oh, okay.
Well, and picture of what it looks like here.
Boom.
I did get it as a kit, but I did not use the kit fabric because I don't stitch on that.
Right?
And here is where I got to.
Oh gosh. That's so pretty. It's looking great.
So I started the bear. That's that brown.
Let's go. Oh, okay, there you go. Okay, yes. Because that's one big chunk of brown.
Yeah, he's going to fix that whole thing. But I love Owl Forest, and I just needed some comfort stitching.
Yes. What was the name of that one again? I'm sorry, I missed it.
Enchanted Forest.
Oh, right. I should know that.
Okay. I had this in my box that I worked on it, and I'm just making sure that I did. This is Mythical Creature Stitch Along by Paine Free Crafts on 16 count Ren. And I believe all I did was I started back stitching the S.
All she did, folks, is just back stitch.
It's a third of the way done. I still got to do a ton.
I know, but it was a ton of it. That is deceptive, the amount of back stitches in there.
Yeah, so let me...
When you do this, it just every time I'm like, oh my gosh, that thing is... It's going to be so awesome when it's done. It is massive, Kate. Holy mackerel.
Oh, I did do some more in this. That's why the needle minder's down there.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
So I'm trying to get that finished.
Yeah.
So
excellent.
Slowly poking away at it, Margaret.
Love you, Margaret.
Keeps asking, when am I going to see it?
She's like your coach on that one.
Yeah. So my next whip is Temperature Butterflies by Stitching Mommy. 16 count Water Lily Ada. I'm using EJ's Sulky conversion.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to insert a picture because it doesn't matter. Let go. All right, so it's still on the Nurge.
It's okay.
This is over. I have the butterfly done, and I have about 5 days of temperatures put in.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because did you have that butterfly outline done when you started? You did?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm losing steam on this project.
You're so close. Oh my gosh, Kate, you're so close.
But it's becoming a challenge.
2 months left. 2 months left.
Yeah.
You don't sound convinced.
Okay. Next one is Dark Queen of the Earth from Autumn Lane Stitchery.
Yay.
16 count Sea Salt by Color and Cotton. We'll insert a photo of what this part should look like. And because I have not finished part 2.
No, it's okay. Oh.
I finished one side of it. I got to finish the other.
The more you stitch on it, like, you made a really great fabric choice.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
It's good fabric.
Yeah.
So I think this is going to come out this weekend. Oh, we're not talking about plans. Never mind.
It's okay if it merges a little.
Not done yet.
Mm-hmm.
I needed a palette cleanser. I Halloweened out. I was black stitched out.
Yes.
So I pulled out Tidepool from Carolyn Manning Designs.
Yay.
This is just on 16 count white Ada. Crunchy white Ada.
Crunchy white Ada.
And that's where I'm at. And the colors are just not showing.
I love them.
Good.
Spoiler alert, if you haven't watched our previous videos, this is one that I will be starting in June. For sure. Everything else is nebulous, but That one for June. That's for sure.
Oh,
I love that.
Let go. Let go.
Was that the cat or attached to another board?
The magnets had
Oh, those magnets.
All right. So I'm doing Stitchin,
Right.
and so I caught up with the pattern 2. Pattern 3 released last night.
Right.
So this is just on a 16 count random. So now it says like cool taco. With the tip.
So has anybody figured it out yet?
Somebody guessed something about if at first. I don't know. They had it marked out. They thought it's some of these letters now are going to start to change with this pattern release.
Right.
So we'll see. So Stitchin is a lot of fun. We had to, what did we do? We had to make a collage of our team going to a Halloween party and like dressing up in the spirit of what your team represents.
Fun.
So I'm on Team Awkward, so we didn't really dress up that much. What we did was like we took photos of ourselves, like the dog shaming photos. We had signs, and mine said I'd rather be home with my cat. Somebody else said, "Please, can I go?"
Yeah.
Somebody said, like, "Don't talk to me."
I know that one of the themes that we were talking about, like last time we filmed, was transportation. Did that one happen?
Yes, that one was the week before.
Right.
That people got very creative. Our team actually had a pilot. She flew a small pilot, so she had a small plane. She had her tits out in the air.
That's amazing.
Somebody did Zamboni.
Say hockey represent.
Horses. Oh, your team, Screaming Beavers, is number 1 right now. They're killing it.
We've got, I say we, like I've lived there in the last 15 years. They've got, it's the time of year where people are starting to hunker down and, stuff to do.
Yes.
It's cold. I want to stay inside and stitch and be ridiculous.
There are 55 teams.
Wow.
The first challenge, we were smack dab in the middle at like 30. We were very happy at 30.
Yes.
We're 13th.
What?
I'm like, how did we climb up? There's no pressure on us. Please don't put pressure on us.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
Would you be willing to share like one of the pictures that we can put like in the video somewhere so people can see a representation of what you're talking about?
They're all over the Stitchin Facebook group.
Yeah.
So
or even just the one that you did?
Yeah, I can share that.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Because I haven't seen it.
Well, you could join Stitchin.
I thought I did, but I haven't had a chance to look. Yeah, I'm not in a group.
Yeah, you could join the Facebook group just to follow along.
Oh, I did. Well, maybe I'll have to go. I haven't had a chance to actually go and rummage since it started. Okay, all right. I'll do that. Fun!
The Salvation Army when this is over, because I just want to look and see if they have any needlework that could be jizzed up. That's the challenge this week.
Oh.
Repurpose some stitching or embroidery or something.
Fun.
We'll just take a look and see if we have any.
That's too bad, because I've got some instances here at the house. If you were closer, I'd let you have to do that.
No, it's not going to. Really?
Hi, baby.
Cinna,
are you feeling good today? Are you feeling good today?
she didn't eat her breakfast.
Oh, well.
Silly girl.
Yes. Okay, so Stitchlong. Check. What's next?
The Supernatural Stitch Along from the Witchy Stitcher. We'll insert a photo of what it looks like here.
Boom.
And Cheryl's going to make it so it's just me.
Oh, yeah, right. Sorry. I'm too busy doing 5 things. Okay, boom. There we go. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So, I'm still behind, but I did the I'm not quite done with the vampire. Somebody pointed out I forgot to put the cloak on her.
Dang it, Eagle Eyes.
Yes. But I did the box and all the black for the harpy.
Yes.
And I did part of the box for the fairy.
Right.
And the ogre came out, and he's on the other side over here.
Okay.
But I haven't started him. But this is the one where I needed to, I went from this project to Tidepool because I was all black threaded out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's beautiful. Like, so that one only has like 2 or 3 more releases left, right?
3 more.
3 more. Okay. So you're doing good.
Yep. All right. 2 more whips.
2 more whips.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. The Happy Haunt Sal. We'll insert a photo of what it looks like here by Abby Sue Designs.
Bam.
This is on 16 count Twilight Silver from Fabric Flair. It's got a lovely shimmer. It's still in the hoop.
Oh, the Happy Haunts. Right. Okay.
And it's done. There were 4 releases. The 4 releases are out. I just got to get my button gear. It's not hard.
Yeah. So you're done like the first 2?
No.
Oh, sorry.
This is still 1.
Oh.
What is the whole fence frame around the
Oh. Okay. I lost track of what. Sorry.
And then it's the face of the 3 hitchhiking ghosts each stitch.
Right. Okay. Got it. I get them mixed up, Kate. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's all good.
All right. Piece de Resistance
Yes. Yes.
is the Haunted Library style.
All right. Just wait. Go.
Gonna insert a picture of what it looks like here because this is the one I was trying to finish frantically and could not.
Oh, it's so
This
good.
is on 16 count Tombstone from the Stitchery, and here she is.
Here she is.
So
Okay.
this release is Mary Shelley. She's at a desk. She's not all filled in yet. And then Frankenstein is coming out like from behind her.
So for people looking at the frame right now, it's on the bottom right-hand corner. If you look for the yellow book, mid-air in the center, it's right there. Yeah, there she is. Yeah, so it's all that center section.
Yes.
And there was a lot in that. I noticed when it came out, I was like, ooh.
Yeah, that's some serious stitching.
But when I saw it, and I saw it was Mary Shelley, I was like, yes!
I think it was going to be Frankenstein. So.
Yeah. I would have been shocked if there wasn't any Frankenstein reference at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is. That is so good.
Stunning. Oh, and the one before that, the release before that.
Oh, right. Yes.
Is this guy, The Ghost of Books Not Read.
Yes. I love it so much.
So the specter is coming out of a book, and then the tombstone with books on it. Very clever.
Let me just say, I do enjoy Lila Crow. I've got some of her smaller stuff, but that one right there is amazing.
Chef's kiss.
Yeah, seriously.
Did a job.
Half the fun for me.
Lila Crow, get going. I'd like more songs.
She's got a hole in her schedule, Lola Crow. Almost, anyway. Well, that, I think, was pretty good there. So you had 9 whips and 2 starts. That sounds like a... Oh, finishes, sorry. Yes.
I
2
know
finishes.
you say starting.
Right. So that's pretty darn good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so in between my finish of the Little Red Barn and the starts, sorry, I'm taking it apart because I want to be able to show the whole thing. In between the birthday Startathon, I'm along, I did some work on my last October Whip Go goal, which was a pick courtesy of Kate. And so she chose Maple Leaf and Star Welcome by Sam Sarah Design Studio. And I'm gonna it's like she's fanning you. Okay. And I was able, the Whip Go goal, whoops, there we go. The Whip Go, oh, every time. One of these days, beautiful. Okay. So the Whip Go goal was 5 hours on this piece. And I did a little bit more than that until it was time to do the birthday start. So I did the welcome, and I did 2 of the 3 maple leaf blocks. And then after that, there's another series of the stars in different colors along the bottom, and then this will be done.
So good. It's so good.
It's like, I was a little afraid because the maple leaf section was a little more like traditional Canadian flag colors. You know what I mean? And the colors that were picked for the stars portion, they're not your typical red, white, and blue, which I enjoyed. I thought it was kind of a fun way to do it. But I was a little worried about merging the 2 together. But I think it works.
It works.
Yeah. And for the welcome over here in the heart, there's going to be a blue flower to tie in the red, white, and blue part.
Okay.
Yeah. So
What fabric are you stitching that on, Cheryl?
it is an 18 count Floba. 18 count Floba. It's an even weave. Oatmeal, like an oatmeal-y color. And
Okay.
I'm using Karen watercolors, the pearl cotton. I love, love, love the color variations on the watercolors. So yeah, so that's what I used. These are 2 patterns mushed together. I subbed out and sat for an hour at Stitches in Tulsa in their thread section, trying to figure out the right combinations of the reds and the whites.
Mm-hmm.
And because if you do it per the pattern, they call for Weeks and Gentle Arts floss. But I wanted the same consistency, like the same look, so I swapped out the watercolors. So that's what I worked on. That's all of my whippy whip.
All of your whippy whips?
All my whippy whips. Yes.
Shall we do plans?
We can. Or,
Well, you were talking about WhipGo, and I thought maybe we should talk about WhipGo,
okay, yeah, we can do that.
which I never really looked at what my WhipGo calls were.
Oh, put that over here. I think the numbers are 12 and 24, if I remember correctly.
So, the numbers that were called for November, one of the blocks is 7 days on Matt's choice. So I will be consulting with NBC Stitcher.
Yes.
Have me do. Did I finish this last choice? Yes, I did. And then there's something that got called that is not going to happen. Paid, finished, paid.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Do you have one that's even close?
I only have one paid.
Oh. I keep forgetting. There's only one of those.
There's only one of them. So we'll see. We'll see how far. I'll work on it.
Mm-hmm.
Got to put some love in it. Yeah, there's so much I want to stitch on. There's just not enough time.
Agreed. Well, for my WIPCO goals, that's a little funny because Matt's going to be busy because one of the squares is 5 hours on a whip of his choice.
Oh,
So have fun with that, Matt. He did ask me he asked me about one. I'm like, well, if that's the one you want to do, it's okay, whatever. And then the second one is 5 hours on a whip of Garrett's choice, Coffee Stitcher. So
Ooh.
I have to get him a list of what I have left that I can actually whip work on. So we are in the process of that. So that will be, whoever gets back to me first I'll start that block first. So that's WIPCO goals, and those will be folded in around what I start this next week. So what are your, pardon?
You know what you're going to next week, this week?
Yes. I know that we are Fickle Stitches and sometimes our whims change, but right now I have to abide by a little bit of a plan to match what's going on with no new starts. So tomorrow is Sunday, October the 30th, and I will be starting, what's the official name of, okay, it's called Halloween Hill.
Oh, cute.
Do I need to put it bigger so you can see?
Nope, can see it.
Yeah. So it's a straightforward kind of primitive stitch. I have had
Pine Mountain? Is that Pine Mountain?
It is actually You and I and Friends.
Okay, it looked like Pine Mountain style.
Yeah, yeah. So that house is there's a this is deceptive. There's a lot of stitches in this. It's pretty dense.
What's the count?
The stitch count is 90 by 114.
Oh, it is bigger than it looks.
Yes.
It looks like a little itty bitty, 50 by 50 thing.
No. So it's a combination. It looks smaller because the model is stitched on 40 count. So this afternoon, one of the things on my to-do list is to go into, I've got all the threads. I need to pick a fabric.
Okay.
And that will be my start because it is considered a medium size start. And I have a slot open for that. So that will be tomorrow. I do not know what the ornament start will be. I've got a couple, it'll probably be whatever my mood is when I'm like, okay, which one of these I'm going to start? I have a couple, I don't have enough kitted up yet too. I don't have all those picked out. Excuse me. So, yeah, those ones I don't know. And then there'll be another start the week after that, but I don't have it in front of me. I'm trying to remember what it is.
Okay.
Can't remember. So, yeah.
So my plan is to finish the Haunted Library today.
Super excited.
Hopefully that will work.
Mm-hmm.
And then Dark Queen of the Sea needs some love this weekend.
Earth.
And Happy Haunts. And then when November comes around, the big one that's screaming at me that I have a whole bunch of days to get in on for WIPCO past goals is Cleopatra. I gotta pull out, and you guys haven't seen her yet, so.
She's gorgeous.
She's a big girl.
She is a big girl. Well, that'll be exciting to see that one for sure. Maybe that'll be the one that Matt will pick for you.
No, on the days he chose, I think the last time on her.
Oh, that's right.
No, maybe not. Maybe there was somebody else. I don't remember who, but
Yeah.
I still have like 9 days to make up on her.
Yeah. Well, that'll be fun to see. How much do you have done?
I don't know. We'll find out.
I know. I was sitting there. I'm trying to remember the picture the last time I saw it. You had a lot of her torso done.
I have her face done.
And her face. Yeah, I know. I'm just like going through the picture in my mind.
Going up on the left side. The whole column's not all the way done, but the column goes up and then all the way across.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing that. That one is one of my favorite watch-alongs of yours.
Yeah. And damn it, there's a new Bella Filipina that dropped that
Yeah. It's beautiful.
Make my wallet hurt.
I know, right? Yes. Okay, well, I think that's all for plans. I mean, I have a couple starts and then whatever whip go, and I'm just trying to weave them in around each other. And then the other thing I have to do is figure out my plan of I'll be going home to see my family in Canada in 3 weeks. 3 weeks. Whew, 3 weeks. And I have to figure out what I'm stitching. What can I fit in my luggage? Because we're not checking bags. So this is going to be fun.
Your collections.
What's that?
I'd say your ornament selections.
Yeah. For the starts during those weeks, it's all going to be like small stuff for sure. Stuff that's easy to take. And then I'm taking another one that is easy to see. Because God bless my mother, she doesn't believe in a whole lot of lighting in her living room. I don't know how my dad can see. Honest to God. I think she got new ones, but I don't know. So I have to be really strategic at what I take, because I either do it during the daylight when Dad's not home sitting in his chair by the window, or I can see with minimal lighting. Fortunately, I have a project that's like on 9 count something. Yeah. I can see that. But it's big and it's got a lot of stuff, so I have to be really careful what I take with me. So,
yeah. Do you have acquisitions?
I do have a little stitchy kindness and acquisitions. Yes, ma'am. Would you like me to go first?
Sure. I just have plain acquisitions.
Okay, go ahead. Bring out the Wegmans bag.
Oh. Here it comes. The Wegmans bag.
I need to get I gotta figure out something.
Just a couple things.
Mm-hmm.
Cotton that past Kate was very nice to present Kate. It got me the Bestitch Me Halloween box.
Ooh, I'm putting it full screen so I can watch this. Okay.
Just the fabric and the silks.
Did you open it already?
Of course I did.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
So let me do a couple silks first. So this is Graveyard, Vampire Kiss, and Cauldron.
Ooh. Nice. That makes them darker. That's better. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
So 2 grays and a red and a black.
Nice.
Red variegated black. Okay. And what do we have here? Candy Corn, Hocus Pocus, and Jack-o'-lantern.
Ooh, I like the one on... I don't like eating candy corn, but I do like that silk.
Yeah, that Hocus just is not coming.
No.
It's
ooh, there it is.
Full.
Nice.
Yeah, there.
That's better.
All right. Those were all 10-yard skeins, and then we got a 25-yard of pumpkin patch.
Ooh. Wow, that's nice.
Good.
So you get like 7 in total. That's pretty good.
And then I got 3 pieces of fabric.
Yeah, you did.
All right. Eye of Newt.
Love it.
It is fluorescent green.
I was going to say that looks like an acid green.
Yes.
Nice.
And jack-o'-lantern.
Ooh, oh my gosh, so pretty.
Okay.
Past Kate was very nice to present Kate.
I know.
And present Cheryl, who gets to see these things.
And then Witchy.
Nice.
I love this.
Nice.
I love it so much.
That's beautiful.
So much. Brandy, you're a genius. Not that you want.
Yeah, beautiful.
Okay. So that was the Halloween box.
Nice.
The next thing I'm going to totally blame Laurel for. Laurel was talking about stash unloading site on Facebook, and I belong to it, but I rarely poke my nose into it because it's a dangerous site.
Dangerous
And,
place.
Yeah, she was talking about somebody had put some silks up, so I went and was looking at the silks and didn't really find anything I wanted to buy, but then I was like, I stumbled into somebody who was selling fabric.
Stumbled.
And I'm going to claim there's a shortage.
That is like the best reason ever.
Yes. All right. So I have 3 pieces of fabric from somebody called Crazy Hamster.
Love it.
Names.
Ooh.
That's a green and a brown, kind of a sagey green.
Is there like a little bit of gold in there too, or is that the green that I'm seeing?
There's a little bit of like yellow.
Yellowy, yeah.
Green. Yeah, there's a little bit.
Okay.
They kind of look similar, but I'll show them together at the end so you can see that they are different. And then there's this one.
Nice. Nice.
A good color. That's a good color.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have too much fabric, can you? Asking for a friend.
I mean, this friend would agree with you.
Okay, and then this one is much more like yellow.
Yeah, I can see almost like a gold orange tone in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought they were good fall colors.
Yeah.
So
next year's Lola Crow's Halloween stitch along.
But if you put them all together, they are different.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Nice.
So, yeah, it's all Laurel's fault.
Yep. 100%.
God, what's Laurel's Flosstube?
Laurel Ann?
I think it's Laurel Ann, yeah.
We'll put it down below. We'll link all of our Flosstube friends.
Let's go watch Laurel Ann.
Yes. Is that it for the Wegmans bag of acquisitions?
That was it. I've got Fabric of the Month probably coming in the mail today, but it didn't get here yet, so.
Right. Okay, all right. Well, I had a couple of people send me some little treats for my birthday, a little bit of birthday kindness. First of all, Garrett sent me a like a virtual gift card. So in the hopes to help kit out one of my birthday picks. So that's what I will be using it on. Probably. That was very sweet of him. So thank you, Garrett. And someone who shall remain nameless on the screen also sent me some fun things. Okay, these, when I saw these, made me laugh. Whoops. Hey, Ghoul, hey. I'll be
Make
wearing...
yourself
What?
make yourself yourself.
Oh, yeah, right. Sorry. Okay, so there they go. Enjoyable. I will be wearing them on Monday. And then there was a little, I'm going to take it out of the bag because it's super cute. A little zipper pull, or it could also be for a scissor thing, which is red. Put it on maybe one of my Cardinal projects or something like that. Love it. Thank you. And then Kate listens. Kate listens to me. My many ramblings, because I have said that I have never ever stitched Mirabilia. I think they're beautiful and gorgeous, but they've never been my style, and that's okay. But there is one that I would probably break down and do because I think it's stunning and beautiful. And Kate sent it to me, so here we go. It is this beautiful Snow Queen, which I think is absolutely gorgeous, and probably will make it to my birthday 50 and 50 for 50. A friend of mine here in Tulsa, who's a Kit, my friend Kit, actually has started this year, and so
I did not know that.
No, I know, right? So it worked out really good. So I can go and because she kitted everything out, and so she started this one as well. So I'm excited. This is truly a surprise, because I was like, did I say that out loud, that this is the one I would do? And you're like, yep. I don't remember these things.
Pay attention.
I know. So I think it's just absolutely beautiful. And this is the one that I would probably do. I am a sucker for reindeer as well, apparently. So that was there. And then I got a couple of things off of the Stitched Modern website. Mostly these. The floss rings that are the metal ones.
Yes.
Because I am doing a lot of projects that have a lot of floss to wrangle. And I really liked... These are just big enough.
You should have gotten enough floss drops from StitchCon.
Oh, well, that's what I mean, right? I'm all set for that. I'm set for those. But I have binder rings, but they're way too small for some of the projects that I have. And I think you included one of these in the little bags that you gave out at StitchCon. It was a metal with your floss drops. Yeah. And I saw that and I really liked the size. And so I was like, I need to find some. So one day I caught sight of them on Stitch Modern website and I got some.
Yep.
So
they're useful.
Yeah. And I was really like it. And of course, and then as I alluded to earlier, I went out and bought the 28 count doubloon linen by Picture This Plus for Autumn Quakers, because that was what was called for. And I had a crisis of confidence in my 36 count, and I'm glad that I went ahead and bought the 28 count. So that came this week. So you already saw that in action. But of course, you can't let things travel alone.
Oh, scared. That poor piece of fabric would be so scared. I know.
So I'm going to put my purchase this.
Ooh.
It's called Fog. It's an adaptation of artwork by...
It's full coverage.
Pardon?
It's full coverage.
It is. It is. And 180 by 126. Yes.
All right, not horrible.
No. Postage stamp. But I picked this one very specifically.
Oh, Libby, Kate, you'll be fine.
right? I picked this one specifically because it reminds me of a specific location up home. And where I grew up, I'm about a 10-minute drive, 15-minute drive from 2-mile-long white sand beaches in Nova Scotia. We do have them. But further along down past those two is a place called Green Bay. And it's a series of smaller beaches, and a lot of people have cottages down there. But if you keep going along through the cottage area, you come out to this spot where on one side of the road is a beach and the ocean, and on the other side is a bog. And when it's foggy, this is what it almost identically looks like this.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so when I saw this, I got it off of 123 Stitch. I was like, ooh, I like. Bing. And so I had it in my wish list for a while. And then, so when I got my fabric, I was like, fabric cannot. It's sad when it goes by itself. Hey, baby. It's sad. So I picked that up while I was there. So that was all of my acquisitions for this week. That's it. Hey, babe.
She just wants her tail in frame.
Is that a cat signal I don't know about?
I don't know. She's just being very silly.
Yeah. Love it. Well, I think that's it for me. Is that it for you?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I can't think of anything else that's going on.
Thank you for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe.
All the good things. We do appreciate, I've noticed we've had some new people join because some people have been talking about us, which is kind of nice. And so they've started back at, episode 1. So I hope they're still with us, but we're not like actively promoting or anything like that. It's just kind of word of mouth. So we're really glad that you found us. And if you have any questions, let us know, and we'll just keep on stitching. Okay.
All right.
I think that's it. Happy stitching, Kate. And the cat.
Yeah.
The cat's waving goodbye. Hi, baby. Okay, I'm hanging up now. Bye, everybody.